Hey guys, it's Paul.
And to see the keys.
It's Netflix and No Chill. Take two. You don't know the take two because you didn't realize that I had this thing paused halfway through the freaking interview. And
yeah, see, there's this thing where you have to hit the record button.
Look, it's not always...
And we forgot to hit the record button.
So this is episode 26. We've been doing this for half a year now.
I know, it's crazy.
So for those of you who are kind of tuning in because you happen to see us checking out Jessica Jones Season 2, Netflix and No Chill is for those people who don't binge watch everything and they want to let things kind of like breathe on their own and everything like that. And it's torture for Jestina. We understand that because she's...
I'm very much so a binge watcher.
I'm not.
I suffer for you.
I much prefer to have like, I'll go back and binge watch stuff, but I like new episodes coming every week because it gives me something to look forward to every single week instead of like binge watching through 13 episodes of a series and then you have to wait a year to wait for the next episode. If you watch them week to week, you burn through 4 months handling your business, and then it's less time to wait in between episodes, and that's why I like things coming episodically as opposed to binge watching. She could take it or leave it. But I like that. That's why I like The Walking Dead, and that's why some of these shows are such a great success, is because everybody gets to see them on the same timetable. Whereas like some of these series, like I like how they are. I love how good they are, but they never get the same buzz as something like The Walking Dead or Preacher or anything will get, because people, you can't discuss it with people because they don't have the same schedule as you do. And that's where this show comes in. This show comes in, we handle everything episodically. She might binge watch through a bunch of it, but we handle each episode individually. So, yeah, I hope you like it. We're slowly but surely getting a bigger audience. So I think there's some of you some we might be dragging, kicking, screaming. Some of you might actually appreciate this slow burn through everything. But Punisher episode 11, we get some vintage Punisher. It's a beautiful thing. Wow. We've been talking for about 10 seconds and she just completely just faded out.
That's how much I care about the Punisher right now. I'm just disappointed. Like, the last 2 episodes have been very strong, and that's great, but it's like, wow, it took you till almost the end of your season for me to give a shit. Wow.
We did spend a lot of time on Lewis, and to me, Lewis just wasn't that strong of a character. To have him get blown up last episode, like, you literally made us care, or at least tried to make us care for 10 episodes about this character. Yeah, and we didn't. We genuinely didn't care about this character from the door, and then you end up killing him off anyway, so...
What was the point, really?
Yeah, and that's how this was. I didn't like it. But, Lewis is gone now, so...
Oh my God.
All the cards on the table now. Everybody knows the Punisher's alive. Even Micro's family knows the Punisher's alive and knows that he's not Pete. A lot happens here, with including one of the most awesome fight scenes of the series. Actually, no, the second fight, because I think the last episode was awesome. But it was just such a great episode, and to see everything coming together, and Madani coming in, and Micro finally having that like heartfelt reunion with his family, or at least his daughter, because Billy took the wife and son hostage as bargaining chips, and it doesn't look like the bargaining chips are going to work because Frank's already just killing everybody.
Shit, son. Such a little shit.
Is it terrible if I say I don't care about the son if he comes back or not? Like, it's bad. Like, it's horrible. Micro does have a daughter, too.
You can think it.
I mean, it's why we have extra kids.
I would rather his family not die.
But it's why we have extra kids.
But I do want to see his son get a swift kick in the ass. That's all I want. It's a little shit.
So this is leading up. These next 2 episodes are going to be awesome, and then I don't think we're going to have that same situation where everybody's trying to fix all the little minor roles that are going through that every uh, Netflix series seems to have. Like that one-off episode, like 1 or 2 episodes before the end of the season, that all the minor characters kind of get together and have their own episode that we never care about. I don't think we're gonna get that. So I'm excited to see how this finishes. We only got 2 weeks left, 2 episodes, and then Jestina can stop like spacing out for half the series. But Jessica Jones is back, and she said she actually cares about this.
Very much so. I'm a fan.
So the one thing I like about this particular episode, at least for the first episode of the season, is it really doesn't spend a lot of time recapping last season. Not only does it not spend a lot of time recapping the season, there's really not a lot of mention about the first season. So if you're not
a subtle nod,
a little bit, yeah, little throwaway sentences here and there. So if you're not done the first season, you can actually watch this season and very little is actually spoiled for you. And it's good for her. She hasn't finished the season yet.
What, episode 5?
So she's like halfway through the season. Because I
got a late start.
She did. But so this episode starts off with Jessica being Jessica, and
being a PI.
Being a PI, much like the first episode. The first episode of the season, it has that very same start, but the difference being. Everybody knows, or everybody assumes that she is a quote-unquote hero vigilante. A vigilante superhero, and she does not like that term at all.
So that implies that she's a good person.
Or a bad person, and she hates straddling those two because she would much rather just not...
Just be in the middle somewhere, just coast.
Yeah, she's a very in-the-middle, leave me alone kind of person. Don't drag me into your shit. Mm-hmm. And the world does not agree with her. And they're constantly trying to bring her in, including a PI company who is trying to absorb Alias investigation or bury them. And things don't go well for him.
No, they do not.
But we have all the same people, the people that you're expecting. Patsy is still here. There's some great character growth between her first season and here. Malcolm is probably one of my favorite characters of the season, or the series in general. His character arc, I think, is probably the best handled of the entire show. And then Hogarth is still here and being a terrible, terrible person. But yeah, so the focus of this season is going to be Jessica trying to find her origin. This is going to basically be like an origin story. Her figuring out what happened to her, how she became the Jessica Jones that we know and love and or tolerate or whatever you feel about the character. She loves her. I love Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones, in my opinion, is one of the best series on Netflix as far as like the comic book stuff. But it's that kind of thing. Like Jessica's always been a slow kind of build. And you get those. She has a very Walking Dead type episode format for me, where it's like a lot of character development.
But it doesn't take me out of it like Walking Dead does. Like with Walking Dead, I'm just like, oh great, I'm gonna care for 5 minutes, pretty much be asleep for like 35 minutes, and then be like, oh my god, in the last 5 minutes of every episode, which is enough to keep me watching through the weeks. Whereas with this, I don't feel bored.
Yeah. I think it's because Kristen Ritter just does a great job about being a bitch, and it makes Jessica kind of endearing, because she's not a role model. She's not really even a nice person.
But she knows that. But doesn't try to be anything she's not.
But you can tell she still cares, even though once you break down the many layers of not nice, you realize she's actually an adorable person and the person that you actually want to be friends with. So she is trying to find her origin with IGH. There's a lot of turmoil between her and Patsy because Patsy is trying to kind of push this on her a little bit more. And then it comes to her doorstep where another test subject has found her and is trying to get away from IGH, and he dies.
Doesn't not go well for him.
For comic book fans, he's the Wizard. Everybody in the, well, he's a D-list.
He seems very irrelevant.
Maybe an F-list character. Like, Wizard, really, like,
He's on his own list. He's
like
unimportant.
I had to look him up because, like, I've heard the name, but it's like who cared? Basically, he's a fatter Quicksilver.
Yike.
And he can only run when he's scared. So, yeah, he's a very inconvenient superhero. And, yeah, things don't go well for him.
Nope. I am a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
It's okay, though, because Malcolm and Trish are okay, and they're the people I care about, so.
See, there you go. And then she's starting to get flashbacks of what actually happened to her and her experimentations. This is going to be a good season. I can't wait to see how this goes. So we have, to recap what's going to go on for the next 2 weeks. Well, next week it's probably going to be just me because she's on spring break and I can't get her to stop drinking enough to watch episode 12 of The Punisher.
That's not true.
It's kind of true.
Be at a concert and not giving a shit.
See, yeah.
And my birthday's next week. So.
Yeah, her birthday's next week. So, birthday comments in the description. All like 3 or 4 of you that actually watch the show, send her some birthday love in the comments down below. So we have episode 2 will be next week, and Punisher episode 12, and then she will be back in time for the finale of the Punisher.
Oh, great! Wow.
I love that she just doesn't care. She's
I want to care. I want to like it.
I love that she doesn't put on a front, that she just doesn't care.
I want to care and I want to like it. I really do, but I just don't.
Maybe the finale will make her care.
I care about Frank and Micro, and that's probably about it.
Which is fair.
Maybe I care about Micro's wife and daughter. Fuck his son, though. Annoying ass little bitch.
And then we'll be on episode 3. And then midway through our Jessica Jones discussion, we have Lost in Space. That looks amazing. So we will definitely be covering some Lost in Space.
Go back to my childhood.
Yeah, taking it back to my childhood. Your childhood was the movie, wasn't it?
I think I saw both as a kid because my parents like it. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're in the 60s kitsch campy. So I'm excited to see where this goes. The robot looks amazing. He looks crazy.
Very excited.
Will Robinson doesn't look like he looks like he isn't going to be just like the hapless victim in every episode. The special effects look good. Like this looks like a movie quality series that Netflix is dumping a ton of money into, and hopefully it does well. And yeah, that's it. We're gonna see how things go. And that's gonna take us out until like May, and then we need to figure out how this show is going to continue because school will be done and then she'll be gone and living on her own. So we might be doing. She graduates. So we got to figure out how the show's going to continue, but it's going to continue somehow. We might end up just like taking a day and like binge watching like a month's worth of stuff and getting that done. Yeah, or Skyping or whatever. It's like we're gonna get this done over the summer. This is still gonna be a thing.
I'm still here for you guys.
But yeah, of course she's still gonna be here because the Punisher's still gone in 2 weeks. So she's like, I never have to watch it again until season 2. Until season 2.
Wow.
Season 2's coming.
Okay, and you can enjoy watching that by yourself.
No. No, you came into this.
No.
Yeah. You did.
If you guys want to watch 10 minutes of me, just let me know.
We're going to try. We're going to hope. Well, I'm going to hope. She's just going to just sit there quietly. Just going to stare at the camera. Kind of like she's doing right now. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here for 26 weeks, man. We've been here for half a year. Like, that's crazy. I did not think that we would. I didn't think the series, I think we would have probably gotten bored at this point, but we didn't. Or at least not of each other. We may have gotten bored. Like, Defenders was kind of a rough, just because, goddamn Danny.
Don't get me started.
But Iron Fist season 2 is coming.
I didn't even watch season 1, not gonna lie to you. Didn't watch it.
But season 2's coming. You get to watch it with me. Isn't that gonna be fun? 13 episodes of Danny.
Because we didn't even review that. We didn't review season 1 for this, so we don't have.
Well, that's because season 1 was done by the time the show came.
Point. Okay, so we didn't do season 1, so I think that we just don't even need to get into season 2.
We also didn't
because does anyone really care?
We didn't do season 1 of Jessica Jones, but we're doing that. So
yeah, because people care about this.
So we've set the precedent.
You don't have to though. If people care about Jessica Jones,
she just doesn't want it. She doesn't want.
People care about Jessica Jones,
just
and while I'm sure there are people out there that care about Iron Fist, you care about the comic Iron Fist because he's actually funny.
True.
Do you care about Netflix Iron Fist? No. And if you do, why? Why? Are you okay?
Did someone hurt you? Did someone touch you? It's okay. I mean, we can talk through things.
No, we're done with this. We're done with this conversation. Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Check out next week and every Friday at 4 p.m. for those of you who are new. This show drops every Friday at 4 p.m. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.